Now in high definition from Western North Carolina's news leader, this is News 13 Early Edition.
The Los Angeles Dodgers were not impressed with one fan's team spirit.
The man who came to the game in a bear costume jumped onto a dugout, did splits, and led the crowd in a cheer during Monday's game. While most of the fans, including actor Dustin Hoffman, enjoyed the show, the team did not.
Rally Bear was ejected from the game and suspended from Dodger Stadium for 6 months. As he was taken away, fans shouted, "Free the bear, free the bear."
And security takes him out, dressed still in the costume.
Oh, he was trying to get them all rallied up.
Well, they need some help. They're behind 3-1. It can't do any harm.
I like the bear.
I'm with you.
Julie?
Maybe the bear was a good luck charm. Were they winning up until that point?
We'll look into that.
We'll check that one, but they didn't win yesterday.
Oh, man.
Because the bear was ejected.
Because they ejected the bear.
Free the bear.
Free the bear, for the bear. Let's take a look outside this morning. And we are looking at temperatures starting off in the 50s. I expect 52 in Asheville and just about 57 in Greer. Looking outside today, I am expecting those temperatures to stay in the 70s, but a major cool down coming through the end of the week. I'll show you when that will arrive just ahead. Back to you guys.
It's only one day before the nation hits its borrowing limit, and some economic anxiety is already being seen.
Sunlen Sarfati joins us live this morning from Washington, D.C. with the latest, trying to work out a deal. Sunlen, how's it looking this morning?
Good morning, Holly and Jade. Well, it's not looking good, and it really shows that sometimes in Congress it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And yesterday, Congress really did take a huge step back after so much hope that a deal was coming together. But today, no solutions, and really just one last day to make a final deal. Now, of course, the nation will hit the debt ceiling at midnight tonight, and it's now up to Congress to broker a deal in time to prevent that default. And after initial glimmers of hope, which we talked about yesterday, well, yesterday Congress really did hit a roadblock. Leaders in the House of Representatives debuted a plan of their own, but sources say House Speaker John Boehner was struggling to win enough support from his fellow Republicans, and a vote was abruptly canceled yesterday afternoon. So today, it really is now the Senate show once again, with all eyes on leaders Democrat Harry Reid and the GOP's Mitch McConnell. Now, the framework of a potential deal after a bit of tweaking remains. The government would reopen and be funded through January 15th. The debt ceiling would be raised through February 7th, with lawmakers having to make a broader budget plan by December 13th. And the only change to President Obama's health care bill would be adding a system of income verification for subsidies. And there are so many uncertainties in this story, as evidenced by yesterday's day on Capitol Hill, which was just so hectic. Really, the only certainty here, Holly and Jay, is that lawmakers are really facing down this midnight deadline. Back to you.
So if the Senate does end up coming together, what are the next steps, and will they actually have enough time to pass a deal before tomorrow?
That's a great question, Holly, and really no one on Capitol Hill knows right now because they are pushing this deadline to the very end. There is so much uncertainty about what the next step is. There could be 2 pass and maybe even a 3rd or 4th, depending on what they come up with. The Senate could take up the deal and vote on it first, then send it over to the House. The House could send it back with tweaks or pass it as is. But there also is some folks that are saying it might be better for the House if John Boehner signs on to the Senate deal for the House to go first. Now, that's a big if Boehner will sign on. Of course, he has many conservatives in his party that won't like the outlines of this bill. So right now, it's really anyone say what will happen next. We'll be watching, of course, and updating you in the days ahead. Back to you.
It's getting quite tense. It really is.
Yes, Sunlen, thank you.
Less than 24 hours until the nation defaults on its debt, and that has families in the mountains in a countdown to the end of their child care.
Yeah, News 13's Victoria Dunkel is live this morning in Hendersonville. And Vic, the parents are counting on an 11th hour rescue from the county.
They are, and they're counting on that rescue coming from the meeting that's going to take place in this building right behind me at 9 o'clock this morning. That's when the Henderson County Commissioners are scheduled to have their regular meeting, and that is when owners of daycare providers here in the county are going to be standing there ready to talk to them, asking for help. Let me walk you through what this funding cut means. We're talking about hundreds of children whose families otherwise can't afford childcare, but who otherwise can't afford to go to their jobs or go to their schooling if they don't have someone to watch their children. It's a real catch-22 situation, and the daycare providers we spoke with, like the folks at Alice's Playground in Hendersonville, say they really are facing what could be the end of their businesses. They're talking about possibly having to shut down because at Alice's, for example, the owner says 97% of the children who come there are voucher based, and that means that their parents are relying on the federally funded vouchers to help get them into the child care they need so that their parents can rest assured their kids are being taken care of while they try to go out and make a living or get a degree to get them a better job and move forward. So this morning at 9 o'clock, several of the owners of these daycare facilities are going to be here going to the county commissioners asking them if there is any money that they can hand over to fill this gap on the vouchers. Otherwise, the funding ends up running out this week, and the parents face some very tough decisions. We're going to be following what goes on at the meeting for you. Coming up in our next half hour, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the families that this is going to impact. Reporting live in Hendersonville, Victoria Dunkel, News 13.
And despite the shutdown, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park will reopen today just in time for the fall tourism season. The governors of North Carolina and Tennessee came up with enough money to open the park for 5 days from today through Sunday. Tennessee will contribute $300,000 and North Carolina will give $75,000 to keep the park running. Mountain Representative Mark Meadows also requested state funds be used to reopen the Blue Ridge Parkway.
The suspects are on the run, but your tips could help track them down. In this morning's Fugitive Files, we are working with the Transylvania County Sheriff's Office, and joining us is Chief Deputy Eddie Gunter. Thanks for being with us again.
Thank you, Holly.
Who else are we looking for?
This morning we're looking for Charles William Lowe II. He's a white male, 27 years of age, 6'3", 150 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes, and he's wanted for failure to appear for interfering with emergency communications. We're also looking for Kurt Ledbetter, who is a white male, 49 years of age. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, brown hair, green eyes. He's wanted for a probation violation. And finally, we're looking for Margaret Grace Brock, also known as Maggie. She's a white female, 30 years of age, 5 foot tall, 135 pounds. She has blonde hair and brown eyes. And she's wanted for conspiracy to manufacture methamphetamine, possess, distribute methamphetamine precursor, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, or deliver methamphetamine, and resisting a public officer.
All right, so if you know where any of these fugitives may be hiding this morning, you can call anonymously the number 86-CRIME. Again, 828-862-7463. Deputies are standing by right now. Remember to see a list of all of the fugitives that we're showing you all morning long. You can find that at our website, WLOS.com. Just click on Fugitive Files. And coming up in our next half hour, more fugitives on the run. Jay?
Items seized from a motel room in Jackson County could provide more details about how a 4-year-old girl died. Erica Davis was found badly injured at the Kuala Motel in Whittier Friday morning. She died Saturday at Mission Hospital. Her father, 23-year-old Eric Davis, is charged with felony child abuse. Search warrants list several items taken from the room by investigators, including knives, coat hangers, and a paper towel with a reddish stain. Authorities also took a belt and a chain that was on one of the beds. Authorities say charges against Davis could be upgraded after an autopsy. The State Law Enforcement Division is investigating a deputy-involved shooting in the upstate. The sheriff of Anderson County says a deputy shot and killed a man after a domestic dispute Monday night. He says a deputy entered the home when 24-year-old Andrew Aldrich came up holding something. When the deputy told him to drop it, he didn't, and a fight broke out. Aldrich tried to use a taser on the deputy, so the deputy shot him and killed him. People will gather in Asheville tonight to remember victims of domestic violence. Helpmate and the YWCA's Mother Love program hold a vigil each year during National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Tonight's vigil will be held from 5:15 to 6:30 at the YWCA on French Broad Avenue. There will be poetry and a dance and decorated T-shirts from the Clothesline Project on display. The event is free and open to the public. And finally, classes are canceled today at an Asheville City school because of mold. An air quality test yesterday revealed a significant amount of mold at William Randolph School. News 13 has learned the inspection was requested by a couple of staff members. More tests are planned to figure out how the mold developed in the modular unit school. The students will return to their programs tomorrow, but they will have their classes at Asheville High School and Asheville Middle School in the meantime.
After a football team goes 3-3, one fan takes matters into his own hands.
His desperate plea coming up in your business report.
And News 13 wants to hear from you so we can continue to tell relevant and meaningful stories.
Go to WLOS.com and click on the Your Voice News survey to share your thoughts with us.
Now, in high definition, this is your News 13 Skywatch forecast.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Here is a foggy start in downtown Hendersonville. We are going to watch that fog thicken up towards daybreak today. Otherwise, a cool and comfortable morning. Good morning, Hendersonville. You are waking up to 50 degrees this morning. While in Asheville, we have 52 degrees, 53 in Burnsville, 51 in Franklin, and 54 in Forest City. Fog across the board in western North Carolina. Even some fog in the upstate this morning. Saturated air in Greer with 57 degrees and 55 in Greenwood. You can see here on your map we have near ideal conditions for that fog. Our temperature and the dew point the same this morning, leading to 100% humidity, and winds are very near calm and have been calm so far this morning. Right now in Asheville, we are seeing some clouds approach from the west. In fact, as a whole today, we'll see mostly cloudy skies in the area. By late tonight, this rain with this cold front that's now pushing towards Tennessee will make its way to western North Carolina, bringing us some shower activity overnight. Thursday, though, by far will be the rainiest day with this rain and possible thunderstorm activity over us throughout the day. So here's your futurecast today. We kick things off at 9 o'clock this morning with mainly cloudy skies here in western North Carolina. Between now and lunchtime, the clouds staying with us. In fact, you can see that white shield all over both locations today. By your evening commute, most of us staying dry, but tonight you see that rain approaches western North Carolina. By tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to a slight chance of showers. And as that cold front approaches, the best chance of rain pulls into the mountains, and that rain chance lasts throughout the day tomorrow. Slightly less rain chances in South Carolina. You can even see a couple storms here in the mountains tomorrow. For today, highs still on the warm side of this, still getting a little bit of a southerly wind this morning, 71 degrees expected today. Fog this morning and mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, light and variable winds. In the upstate today, highs around 76 degrees, mostly cloudy with southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, Nashville down to 57, cloudy skies with that rain moving in late, and in the upstate, 61. Here's your 7-day forecast in Nashville. And after today, the rest of the week will be in the 60s, 68 on Thursday and 69 on Friday. But another weak cold front really knocks down the temperatures for the weekend. In fact, highs will only be around 63 degrees with overnight lows in the 40s. In the upstate, expect mid-70s before we see a weekend cool down, and eventually even in South Carolina, overnight lows will land in the 40s. Back to you.
5:44 right now. Let's take a look at business headlines. Stocks will open in the red today as lawmakers in Washington continue to wrangle over the budget deal.
The Dow begins down 133 points to open at 15,168. The NASDAQ is down 21 points to open at 3794.
All right, let's take a look at today's business headlines across the web. What do you have for us?
A new challenge.
A new challenge.
That's the theme. So here we go, a new challenge. Apple snaps up Burberry CEO Angela Ahrendts. Apparently this is a very big deal in the business world. Apple trying to expand into China. She has a lot of experience there, and they think this is certainly going to help them do that. Kind of interesting.
Okay.
Not really familiar with her, but nonetheless. A new challenge. Get ready for more interest-based Facebook ads in your news feed. So Facebook is going through your account, seeing what your interests are, and the ads are going to be targeted specifically to you more than ever. And finally here, Grizzlies owner Robert Pera challenges Michael Jordan to a $1 million game of one-on-one for charity.
That could be fun.
This could be fun. I don't know much about Pera, but challenging MJ one-on-one doesn't seem like you're really wanting to win. You're just wanting to win money for charity. And hopefully that will happen. Good cause, new challenge.
Sounds like a win-win to me.
All right. The time right now, 5:46. Your sweet tooth may not be your fault.
Why scientists say everyone's favorite cookie may actually be addictive, coming up.
And looking for the most updated weather coverage, download our weather app now and stay on top of all weather warnings, advisories, and alerts.
It's free. Simply search WLOS in your app store.
Have you ever gone to grab an Oreo and found yourself grabbing 2 or 3 instead? Well, that's probably because you're addicted.
A study at Connecticut College found that Oreos may be more addictive than cocaine. In a study with rats, the cookies triggered more neurons in the brain's pleasure center than drugs such as cocaine or even morphine.
The lead researcher says he's not touched an Oreo since the experiment. Really?
I love some double stuffed Oreos.
Now see, I don't.
Un-American.
I know.
All right.
Well.
Julie, you like Oreos with me.
I do. They're pretty tasty. Here's a look outside today, and it is clear here in the mountains this morning. I am expecting those temperatures to land into the 70s again today, but today should be the last day with only the 60s for the rest of the week. As we look outside, it's pretty comfortable this morning. I have 52 in Asheville, 57 in Greenville, just about 55 in Spartanburg, and 52 in Franklin. Coming up in your Skywatch forecast, we'll have your day planner for this Wednesday. Stay with us.
You're watching News 13, Early Edition.
California deputies are calling this one of the easiest drug busts that they've done in a while.
Yeah, authorities say a woman tried to text a friend to say she had some drugs to sell. Unfortunately for her, she made a mistake while typing the number.
The text was received by a deputy who set up a place for them to meet. When the woman arrived, deputies arrested her on the spot.
Yeah, they say she was surprised and embarrassed about contacting law enforcement.
I would guess that would be both surprising
There she
and
is.
embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the numbers under her name, just idiot would work, wouldn't it?
Stupid criminal stories are
Yeah.
great, Julie.
Good one. Here's a look outside today, and I'm expecting some nice weather today, although staying cloudy for us. At 9 o'clock, 54 degrees. At lunchtime today, up to 65. And by 4 o'clock, still plenty of clouds, highs around 71. Rain chances start tonight and last through tomorrow. I'll let you know what's in store for the remainder of the work week and the weekend coming up.
The latest pair of Nikes may be the company's yummiest yet.
Why one basketball player's shoes are inspired by a sandwich. 5:55 right now. The Cleveland Browns are 3-3 this season. Not too bad, but one fan is taking matters into his own hands to fix that.
Yeah, he posted an ad on Craigslist asking for a decent quarterback. The ad asks, have you played pro football, college ball, high school, pee-wee? Do you sort of kind of know some of the rules of football?
The ad goes on to say that the fans will take anyone other than their current quarterback, Brandon Weeden. No word on what the team thinks of this.
That's not very nice.
It's mean.
That is mean, but Tebow's still out there. Just saying.
Love Timmy.
For the first time in Nike's history, the company is unveiling a shoe inspired by foods.
NBA star Kevin Durant is introducing a pair of kicks inspired by peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The KD6 peanut butter and jelly hit stores on Saturday.
Durant says that when he was a kid growing up in Maryland, PB&J was his favorite. He would come home from school and his mom, aunt, or grandmother would make him a sandwich and ask him about his day.
How do you feel about those?
The PB&J?
The jelly swoosh.
I like it.
I kind of liked it.
I liked it.
3 for 3. This is crazy. We're all agreeing this morning.
It made me want peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
Me too.
for lunch today.
Yeah,
I love PB&J.
I'm with you.
Let's take a look outside today, and we do have temperatures climbing through the 60s and 70s today, staying warm, but some changes coming up in your forecast. Just ahead, I'll tell you when rain could impact your day. Stay with us.
The Senate picks up the pieces after a House plan to avoid default and reopen the government fails. I'm Tamon Bradley on Capitol Hill with the story coming up.
With less than 24 hours till we default as a nation, I'm Victoria Dunkel. Coming up, we've got a 3-hour countdown to a meeting that so many parents here in Henderson County are counting on to keep their children in child care. I'll make the connection for you coming up in a live report.
An Asheville school shuts its doors because of mold concerns.
When students could be back on campus.